Well, we whipped us up some machine covers on the old magic sewing machine, and we got 3 different ones, one for each machine obviously, but um, one of them actually has pockets in it, and I'll show you that one in particular. um, it's the one that's going to be used for the plasma cutter. We have these cables, which we could run to the ends, either end if we had the storage space for them. And then we've got the torch. I think what we decided to do is we built some covers, and these covers have side pockets, one on each side. So we'll set that on there, and then we'll just put the torch and the ground clamp into these pockets. That road sounds like Grand Central Station today. So what we're going to do is we're just going to use these pockets here on the side and put our cables in there. It's not the cable solution I had originally envisioned, but it is one that will work. And works pretty well. Also, if we decide to take this machine anywhere, we have a cable storage solution. So there you go. That one for that machine. I think this one belongs to the TIG machine. It's also shaped squarely with no pockets. It's just going to go down the side of that machine like that. So that'll keep that from getting dusty. And then the TIG, which is the larger, there's actually a bit of an angle on the front, and you've got all your DINS connectors coming out the front. So I went ahead and made it, and then gave it some different shape. So I got to look at it and see here. Push it on like this. There we go. Put it down in the back. And that's it. I'll walk you around it real quick, but it's going to keep them, I won't say dust free, but less dusty anyway than they would be otherwise. I may yet cut slots in the front for these cables, but I was kind of trying not to actually. Just because just more place for dust to get in. So hopefully you can see that our machine covers have pretty well done what we were hoping to do, and protect them from dust and debris. And in the back you can see things are pretty well managed. I'm happy with that. So now that we got the machine covers, now we just need to install the bolts here on this end, and then put in the TIG rod storage. You will notice our spare hoods are in some bags. They're just some drawstring bags that I whipped up just for storing these little guys. Just got a drawstring on top, and then you can pull the bag open and take out the welding helmet. We've got 3 welding helmets. It's very common for me and my daughter to both need one at the same time. So we had 2, and we added a 3rd because it was on sale at Tractor Supply. And it's got the larger view window, which we really love. So that's that. Anyway, it's getting to be a pretty good solution. We'll probably do one more segment finishing up with the TIG storage. These bolts are terribly trivial. No need to worry too much about it, but we'll show them. And otherwise, I think we're about finished up. I guess I'll cover real quick the wheels on this thing. Seem to work well. Having the pneumatic tires underneath the heaviest load, which is the 2 cylinders, really seems to make it roll a lot better. If we had just these hard caster, swivel caster, or even straight casters, yeah, it wouldn't roll near as well, particularly when you get to a bump. The pneumatics really take out some of the challenge there. So yeah, we're happy. Let's get this thing finished up. Well, it's time for a little cart repair. Need to make a design modification. The axle here, it's not an axle all the way across, as you might remember. Just two individual independent axles on each side. And if you'll notice, the wheels cocked out like that. And I think what's happening is just with the weight of the bottles there, it's causing the aluminum tube to rotate. It's all fully welded, but the aluminum is fairly soft, and so it's causing it to rotate. So I'm going to get a piece of 1-inch square stock. I'm going to weld it on the inside of that bracket over the inside of the other bracket, basically tie them together as if it were an axle. I just have some square stock and I didn't want to go buy 5/8 axle and start all over again. So just going to tie them together from side to side, and I think that'll fix this right up. So let's get started on that one. Alright, so this is hopefully our solution to our axle flex, our wheel flex. Basically it's a 1-inch square tube scrap I had. Got it tacked on both of the brackets there, just below the center line of the axle. And I'm going to go ahead and mount this back under the cart, make sure the holes all still line up. And we got one tack on each side, so I'm going to let everything line up good. And then I'm going to put a second tack, and then I'll pull it back out and weld it out, and then reinstall it, and we should be there. Let's see what happens. It's kind of late here in the dark, and the lights don't cover this area very well, but hopefully you can kind of tell. The tire's pretty straight now, and the other one, which you absolutely can't see back there, it's also equally straight. So a little solution, I think, did the deed. A little lesson learned, I guess, is particularly when you're dealing with aluminum, which has a bit more flex than some metals. Maybe a straight shaft. No, definitely a straight shaft would have been the better choice. One continuous axle from one end to the other. These are 5/8 inch holes, 5/8 inch cold roll steel. What is it, $7-8 for a 36-inch piece, which would have been 12 inches more than we needed. So next time, that's what I would do. If you do this, I would suggest you go with a solid axle across there. I'll show you underneath here what we ended up with. If I can get down here. There you go. Hopefully you can see. I'm having trouble seeing. Anyway, so there's the axle, or the cross brace goes all the way across the other side. So yeah, it works, and it just prevents that torsion that existed right here on the bolt location. So yep, I think we're good there now. We're not going to be taking this thing down the highway at any speed, so it just needs to bear weight primarily, and it's just that weight bearing was kicking that thing out to the side. So we're good now. So moving on. Alright, so our TIG rod storage solution's in place now. We got our pipes. We could do another one if we need to. Probably will at some point. Need some, a couple more rod holders probably. This one on the very end is empty, and then there's aluminum 4043 and 5356, and then there's some carbon steel 16th inch rod and 16th inch stainless on the end. So yeah, we've got probably could do with one more anyway for some 1/8 inch carbon steel, but we'll get to that. So here's the back of the cart. One thing I have to do now, put those silly bolts on, and of all the crazy things, the easiest things, I haven't been able to go by and get bolts yet. So anyway, she's looking good. You can see the TIG rod storage just over the top of the plasma cutter in the MIG machine, so height is good, easy to reach back there and get what you want without any worries. And but they're not all obtrusive in our way. So there you go. Let's get these bolts in, call this thing finished. So we are finally done with this welding cart. Just connected the chains. Put a couple of bolts through from the bottom, nutted them against the aluminum here. Put the chain over, put a fender washer and a nut on the top. That's enough. It's not going anywhere. It's secure. So we're happy with that. Got the TIG tubes right back there behind the plasma cutter and the MIG machine. Got 5 of them back there. Probably add at least one more in coming days. I know I need at least one more. Anyway, so that's it. We've got our cord storage solution here on this end, where we've got our card extension, electrical extension for the cart, and then this is the work and the torch for the MIG machine. And then on this end, we've got our bottle hanging racks. Got some jackets, hood underneath there as well. And then on this bottle, we've got our TIG and our foot pedal and all those goodies off that. So yeah, we're happy. I think I'm happy. Got the axles straightened up. If you saw in earlier segments, they don't kick out. Now, they might kick out a touch, but certainly not like they were. They're not about to twist and fall off there with that 1-inch tube in the middle. There's our electrical solution right there. All 3 units plugged in. And again, with this cord size, you certainly can't run more than one at a time, but at least you don't have to plug them and unplug them and replug them, and just having to do that previously. So I'm happy. Done, and I'm happy. I didn't mention it, I don't think, but these, get around here, these cabinets that you see here, got them off of eBay for they were about $80 a piece, and so those are readily available, shipped to the house for free. So can't rightly beat that. And they're great. We've got them full of tools and gloves and welding wire and consumables, lots of consumables, wire brushes, you name it. It's all stored in there. And all of our welding vice grips and magnetic squares and all those kind of things, they're in there. So yeah, I like it. One-stop shop for welding in my shop. Oh yeah, I didn't mention it. It moves really nice. Moved it around a fair amount, and yeah, it rolls good, turns good. Happy with it. Now I had to clear out the spot in the garage that it's going to go to, and put it in its storage location for the time being. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this. I hope if you build one, it works out as well for you as it did for me. Learn from me. Do it right. Do it better. Take care, man. Bye-bye.